So this is the first question coming from Lead Code. Problem number 1472, design browser history. Pretty new question, I would say. 3,700 upvotes. And if you see, previously has been asked in Bloomberg, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Cisco, Oracle, DoorDash, a lot of companies. Okay. You have a browser of one tab where you start on the home page and you can visit another URL and get back in the history number of steps or move forward in the history number of steps. For example, something like this. Okay, let's say if I search for something, right? If let's say I go to this URL, if then let's say if I go to this URL, okay, then I go to this URL. Okay, now what I can do is I can come back a few number of steps, or I can go forward those number of steps, right? This kind of stuff we can actually do, right? This is what we are expected to design. You have to implement this browser history, right? Browser history string homepage initializes the object with homepage of the browser. Void visit string URL, visit URL from the current page. It clears up all the forward history. String back moves which takes an argument steps. It moves steps back in history. If you can only return X steps in the history and steps are greater than X, you will return only X steps. Return the current URL after moving in the history after at most the given steps. If you say forward, then move steps forward in the history. If you only have forward X steps and steps given, then the given number of steps X is greater, you will forward only X steps. So let me tell you what they are actually trying to say. They're saying that you have to design this forward and backward button. Okay. Now you can see forward button is working, backward button is working. Now from here, if I open a brand new page, can you see? Now I opened a brand new page. Can you see now the forward button has been disabled? The previous forward history is now gone, but backward history is still available. Okay. Now, let's say I go back again here, and then I go, let's say here, then I go here. And now if I go back, now you can see those forward and backward buttons are back. So in one step, you can go one URL forward or one URL backward. If let's say there are 5 steps. So in one step, I am here, 2 step, I am here, 3 step, I am here, and that's it. But somebody gave me to go forward 5 steps. I was only able to go to 3 steps. So you will stop here that, okay, we cannot go further than this. We cannot go further than this. Same thing for backward. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 steps for backward. But if somebody asks me to go 7 steps backward, so I cannot come 7 steps backward. I will stop on the 4th step. This is what the browser history problem statement is expecting us to do. So we have to implement these functions, right? There is a function visit also that is going to visit a URL from the current page, and it will clear up all the forward history. For example, something like this. You can see currently the forward history is there. But now, for example, if let's say if I open this, now the forward history has been cleared. So this is the visit page. So these are the set of functions that we are intending to implement. So before moving forward in the video, I would like to tell you about the brand new offering of Algocamp, which is the Lambda 5.0 course. So this is the 5th iteration of the flagship advanced backend development course with Node.js, but this time it's bigger and better. This time Algocamp has introduced a lot of new projects. The whole ecosystem is going to be more AI powered. There are projects including Lovable Clone, your own AI fitness tracker, own AI interview planner and interview prep, I would say, tool. There is some deep engineering concepts around distributed transaction using which you're going to make a payment system or a payment wallet system altogether. There's going to be a workflow manager project. You're going to try to understand how exactly you can use the concepts of, let's say, CDC in order to implement different projects. A lot of deep technical projects and deep technical understanding you are going to get. This particular course is going to focus on making sure that you understand the system architectures and deep system concept that a lot of senior engineers are always involved with, and try to make projects on top of that. You are going to see actual scaling strategies, replication strategies, how you can make sure that your system is fault tolerant, and concepts around, let's say, Kafka, concept around Redis and whatnot. There is so many different projects that are actually added, including a WhatsApp system, something like a Netflix-like system, a Twitch-like system, a lot of AI-powered tools we are going to actually make, something like Lovable Clone and whatnot. Do check out the link in the description section below. Get the idea about all the projects that you are going to get and build. This is something that will take you from an absolutely beginner level backend developer to a very advanced level backend engineer altogether. We have received such great testimonies from the last set of batches, and people are actually loving what we have already built, but this time we have made sure that this is bigger and better. So do check out the link in the description section below and use this coupon code to get massive discounts on the current price. And now let's go back to the video. Now in this particular problem, what we are expected to do is we are expected to kind of like design the browser forward and reverse, like backward button kind of a stuff. Okay, so browser has these two buttons. One is to go forward, one is to go backward. Okay, if you press this button and there were some web pages that you moved ahead and then you came back and you press this button again, then you will be able to move to the next set of pages. For example, let's say you started from this home page. Then from the home page, you went to, let's say, Wikipedia. Then from Wikipedia, you went to google.com. Then from google.com, you went to facebook.com. Okay, so let's say you started from here. You went here, you went here, you went here. This is the current page that you are at. Now, if you are at this page and you will press the forward button, it will not work because there is nothing forward to it. But if you will press the back button, you can come here. If you press the back button again, you come here. Now, if you press the forward button, you come here. If you press the forward button again, you come here, and so on. Let's say you press backward button 2 times. And from Wikipedia, now you have started visiting another web page. Let's say Quora.com. Right? So now what has happened is you are now on Quora.com. So this part of the history, this part of this browser chain is going to be lost, because now from Wikipedia, now I've started another chain, Quora.com. Now from Quora.com, let's say you visited x.com. So you are at x.com. Now from x.com, let's say you visited Instagram. So now you are at Instagram. Okay, right? And then when you want to come back, you will individually come back here. If you carefully see, what we are doing is we are kind of like having a chain like structure. But an interesting fact is that in this chain like structure, we can move forward and we can move backward as well. Okay, we have a forward and a backward movement, right? In order to implement a forward and a backward movement, a good choice can be a doubly linked list. Okay, because in a doubly linked list, what you can do is every web page that you are visiting, you can keep that as the node of your list. And then inside the node of your list, apart from the URL that you have visited, you have a forward and a backward, or you can say next and previous references to the next node and the previous node. And you can keep on going. If you're on the tail node, you cannot go next. That means forward button is disabled. If you are on the head node, you cannot go back. That means backward button is disabled. Otherwise, you can keep on moving and you can maintain a current node value, right? This current node will tell you in this whole history chain where you are currently at. If you want to move back, you can move back. If you want to go forward, you can go forward. But if the current node is at the tail, you cannot go forward. The only way current node can go forward from the tail is when you call the visit function. So there is a visit function that helps you to visit a brand new page. If you visit this, call this visit function with, let's say, fb.com, then you are going to go to the next node. And if your current node is somewhere in between, let's say you are at Quora.com, and from here you call the visit function. That means you are not using the forward button or backward button to go somewhere. You are using a visit function, which is going to visit to a brand new page. So this part of the list will be then gone. All of this you have to manage by just coding a doubly linked list altogether. As simple as that. So it's a pretty straightforward doubly linked list implementation. Implementation of doubly linked list is not that difficult. Apart from your normal linked list, you just have to keep a previous pointer. That's the only extra thing you need to keep and maintain if you want to implement a doubly linked list.